Hello everyone, my name is Glory and welcome to Treasured, a channel that is meant to inspire, encourage and empower women around the world. Well, I have an interesting topic today. It's actually going to be a series on a virtuous woman instead of a perfect one. I figured if we're going to be able to address issues that will help us succeed, the things that will help us grow, the attributes that will help us succeed, we need some basic principles. What the Bible calls the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. And before I move any further, I may go further with this, I just need to let everyone know this is not only for Christian women. This is for everyone. As long as you are a woman, you will find value in this and the attributes of a virtuous woman. Now, we're talking about a virtuous woman instead of a perfect one. People have often told me, Glory, a virtuous woman does not exist in Proverbs 31. You know, sometimes when it's like Women's Week and we talk about a virtuous woman in the church, they always say, oh, that does not exist. There's no woman like that. And I just want to say, because you're thinking about perfection, that's why you're saying it doesn't exist. But let's just break it down, and say, what does that mean anyway? A virtuous woman. This video is going to be, in series because it's so much, to cover. And I want us to really have an understanding. So we're not going to rush it. We're just going to take it, one at a time. And it's going to be in parts. I will try to put a link at the bottom, of the video. So like if you watch part 4 and you want to see what part 3 is all about, then you can go back and watch part 3. Or you want to see what part 2 or part 1 is all about, then you can go back and watch, the previous videos. Now, when we talk about, a virtuous woman, and some people say, that is just talking about a perfect woman. That woman does not exist. I say, it's not a perfect woman that we're really talking about. Nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I mean, if you find a perfect woman, you can send me her number. There's no one, like that. So we are all striving, for perfection, but we are not perfect. And before we say, oh, there's no a virtuous woman does not exist, let us first say, let's just break it down. What does it mean? It just means, basically what a virtuous woman means is a woman of good moral standards. It's a woman that exhibits behavior of good moral standards. End of conversation, period. That's exactly what it means. So now, what does it mean, to have, virtue, or, to have those virtues, of a virtuous woman? That is, to show moral excellence, good character, good behavior. You develop good habits and, excellence, exhibit excellence, uprightness, righteousness, righteous woman, a woman that fears God, that serves God with her heart, her soul, and her mind. All of that is what, encompasses, what a virtuous woman is. And since, that's, what it is. So virtue, they're just basic, qualities, and the attributes that is vital to help us succeed, as women, when we communicate with others, to help us, to be more tolerant of others and acceptance, of others. Those attributes and those characters and those, habits that will help us, succeed, as women, to make us better versions of ourselves. That is pretty much, what it is and what it's all about. And that takes me, to my next point. Why does the Bible say in that Proverbs 31, verse 10, it says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Wow. It says, who can find it? It means it's there. And it's not also common, it's rare, but it is there. You say, who can find it? So if you find it, good for you. But who can find it? And it's a question, actually. It's actually a question, that the Bible actually asks. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? And if you can find a virtuous woman, it means you've done well for yourself. And because the attributes of her, it says she's far above rubies. Okay, so we know that ruby is a very valuable, gemstone. it is, precious, it's expensive, it is valuable, and it's something, of great quality and value. If you think rubies are valuable, it's telling you that a virtuous woman is even more valuable, than that. And something that is valuable, you want to treasure it. So that is really where our channel was born, which is treasured. If you look at the spelling, it's like treasure her, treasured. So we are valuable. Women, we need to know that we are valuable, and for something of value, we like a precious gemstone. A man that finds you, this precious gemstone, finds something valuable, right? Okay, good. Notice that being a virtuous woman is a deliberate, effort. It's not just a coincidence, it just happened. It's something that you deliberately, cultivate. Let's say if I want to have intellectual virtue, right? It means in order for me to have intellectual virtue, I have to read a lot, study a lot, teach a lot, then you have intellectual virtue. Am I correct? Okay. Same thing if you want to have moral, virtue. It means you have to make, a conscious and deliberate effort, to have good moral values and good moral standards that will earn you a moral virtue. Correct? Okay. So that is exactly, what we are going to be looking at. I figured I would like to first explain, what those virtues are. It's just showing good moral character, and good moral values. Proverbs 31 actually gives us a lot of attributes, of this woman who can be classified or called a virtuous woman. So those attributes we are going to look at, we're going to take it one attribute at a time per video, because it's so much to cover within a short video, and I don't really want you to, get bored or let the video be too long. That you don't want to watch it, because it's something that is very valuable to every woman, and you can share it with other women as well, as we go into each attribute. But the first one that we are talking about in this introductory video is just the Bible says that we are valuable. It says a precious, a virtuous woman. I say, who can find a virtuous woman? That she's far more valuable than rubies. So you're precious, you're valuable. So your husband and anybody in your life, they have to treasure you. You are something that is of value. So tell them that I said you're valuable because the Bible says so. Okay, so that's it for this video. Leave your comments below if you think a virtuous woman, or who do you know as a virtuous woman in your life. Be it, your mother, your sister, your aunt, somebody you're like, oh, I know this person that I think is a virtuous woman, and why. What are those qualities that you see in that person that you consider them as being a virtuous woman? Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and to share, like our channel as well, and also to view our content, and share it to as many women as possible. And thank you for watching, and please stay safe with your family, and until I see you again, just be safe. Thank you.